I think a lot of people do kind of think that deep down that they're not really going to die. They're going to be somehow an exception. They're going to be around for,
Hmm.
and they never really, or they know in an abstract sense that they are, but they never have to confront it. And so they just ignore it. And so they're willing to make whatever, sacrifices. I don't mean that in a good sense, like sacrificing, uh, s- something good for something better, which is a virtue, but they're willing to make whatever sacrifices in a negative sense, like I will give up, uh, living with some integrity, and I will say things that I don't believe are true, and I will not things that I know are true if you will just let me have a few more years on the planet. Well, whether you die at 40 or 55, you're going to be just as dead. So, proud of me.
That's true. That's true. You will be just as dead. I love what you said there. I'd rather die standing up than live on my knees. That's
Mhm.
quite powerful. It's a quite
Well,
powerful
I've
statement.
written that, but yes, I do try to live by it.
Welcome to the Revo Report. We're inspiring faith with reason and reason with faith. Has it? I can imagine, Robert. I can't relate, but I can just imagine. Just seeing your email or seeing your message inbox, and this guy sending you these things. Um, I just imagine also, I mean, for any human being, you would be afraid, right? Like, okay, well, is someone really going to come after me? Has it at all limited your travel? You're moving around or thinking about it if you're going to go somewhere in Europe or up here in Canada, wherever?
No. Uh, I mean, it has in the sense that I've had a lot of cancellations. Recently, I was supposed to speak at an Orthodox conference, as a matter of fact, and they got
Mhm.
scared and canceled me.
Wow,
Uh,
really?
but is when it comes to me, no. If there is some good reason to go somewhere, then I'll go. I'm not concerned about that.
Wow.
Well, it's not really a wow. It's just, fear is an emotion. You know, everybody's going to feel it.
Yes.
Fear is not foreign to any one of us, and certainly not to me. But courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing the right thing, even if you are afraid.
Mm,
And so, courage is a choice. Fear is unavoidable. You're going to be afraid. That's just going to happen. However, many people may feel afraid in all sorts of different settings or for different reasons. And maybe people have different degrees of how much fear they feel. But I don't know that there's anybody on the planet that's never been afraid or is never going to be. But the question is, what do you do then?
mm.
And that's where you have to make the choice. I don't believe that as Christians we can say we have any other choice that is the right choice for us to make, except to do the right thing, even if there are risks. That's what courage is.
Wow. Some people are naturally will have a proclivity towards being courageous or being risk averse. There's just kind of some personalities like that. Others are less risk averse. Were you always like that? Were you always the type that would kind of just jump off the cliff and have faith, or is this something that you feel maybe God has brought me through this journey to develop that courage in me? Be strong and courageous. I command you, be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
Yeah, I don't think that I have it at all. I think that it's all been a gift to me. Um, I have a friend who likes lobsters. I mean, he likes to eat them. And one day he brought to my house a bunch of lobsters and he said, I'm going to cook up a lobster feast. And so I said, okay. And then at one point I walk into the kitchen and he takes a lobster and he's coming at me with the lobster. I hate that. I have no courage. The lobster at the plate and safely dead, then okay. But otherwise, if he's snapping around, I don't want to see that. And I don't think that I'm a courageous person at all, actually. It's just that maybe by God's grace, He gave it to me in certain circumstances. I remember one time, um, we were speaking, I believe it was Pamela Geller and I and some other people, and we were speaking at some college, and everybody was being incredibly hostile and yelling and screaming at us. And there was one guy in the back who was leading them, and I just walked out into the crowd and confronted him in the back of the auditorium. And I think about that now, and I think, what was I nuts? I could have been beaten up, I could have been anything, torn limb from limb, but it just came to me in the moment. And
Mm.
so grateful actually to God for that. I'd rather stand than run. And so as long as he didn't pull out a lobster, I was good.
No lobster, right? um, was there ever a moment when you considered walking away from all of this because of the rescue? When you just thought, God, maybe I'll get a 9 to 5, or maybe I'll stop speaking, maybe I'll stop writing.
No, absolutely not. No, the thing about that is, it's like the old Aesop's fable. You remember? Did you read Aesop's fables when you were a kid?
No,
There
not
was one.
familiar.
What's that now?
Not familiar.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
Yeah.
well, he was a classical Greek writer, and he wrote all these little stories. And one of them is about the north wind and the south wind. No, the north wind and the sun. That's it. It's been so long, but when I was a kid, this made a very big impression on me. Um, they have a bet that there's a guy walking around and he's wearing this jacket, and they say like yours, right now they say Vince is wearing, look, he's wearing this jacket. Let's get him to take it off, and we'll see. We'll make a bet who can get him to take it off faster.
Mm-hmm.
And so north wind blows, and it gets chilly and cold, and the north wind blows harder and harder, and the harder he blows, the more you hold your jacket around yourself. And so finally, the north wind is out of breath and gives up. And the sun takes over, and the sun breaks out the warmth, and the birds start chirping, and it's bright and beautiful. And you take off your jacket and enjoy the beautiful day, and the sun wins.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I feel about death threats. The more they threaten me, the more they come at me, the more I hold my jacket more tightly around me, the more I'm going to do what they don't want me to do. I'm just that kind of personality. I'm kind of obstinate. And so if they were to say, oh, we'll give up jihad, we'll give up killing people, we'll be nice, like the sun coming out, then I would stop, because there wouldn't be a reason to do it. But they'll never do that.
Mm. Jesus said, pray for your enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Are there moments when, you get a death threat and you just say a prayer for that person, like that person from Pakistan?
Yeah, I've prayed for him a lot, and prayed for other people who have caused me a lot of harm personally, got me canceled from all sorts of engagements, and spread the all the lies that that I spread hate and things like that. And I don't like praying for them, to be sure. It's probably the hardest thing that I do as a Christian, is pray for them.
Yeah.
And I do make a point to do so on a regular basis, because of course the Lord places a high premium on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, amen.
If you don't forgive others, then you won't be forgiven yourself. Well, okay, then these guys are on the list.